got amazing candidates, whether it's in the state legislature or those who are rumored to run for U.S. Senate. Get behind the candidates that you want serving in Richmond and you want serving in D.C. Don't listen to the hype. My campaign is a perfect example. You know, I mean, we didn't have the organization. We could never take out a 40-year entrenched incumbent. But the difference was, the Republican I was challenging was really a liberal. All those bills that you talked about, that our speakers talked about, cap and trade, all those constitutional violations, he supported them. We had no choice but to continue. So right now, make that pledge to yourself that you're going to get behind the candidate that you know is going to do what needs to be done in your state and national capital. And you can make that happen. These times require visionaries and leaders. What I mean by visionaries and leaders are visionaries are those who see how the impossible can become possible. And then they share that vision with the leaders. They cast that vision like Nathaniel Green did to the leaders who then take it into their community. They look beyond the hype. They look beyond what the so-called experts are saying is impossible to happen. And the visionaries and leaders make the impossible possible. Now I want to ask you one thing. I know that, you know, like Nathaniel Green, you fight, you get beat, you learn your lessons, but you get up and you fight again. Learn a lesson from my campaign in that after the primary, whoever your candidates end up being, make sure you unite. Make sure you unite. Because right now, in this battle of pundits, right now, they're trying to discredit the Tea Party movement. They're trying to say that your mistake was that you got behind flawed candidates like me and Sharon Angle. The reason why they're putting this out there is because they don't want you to see what really happened. You spoke. You said enough is enough. The only thing we got out of my race is that incumbents are going to know you cannot compromise on constitutional principles or the people will have their way. Then that's a great thing. But they're trying to say we as Republicans sacrificed that seat because you got behind flawed candidates. But this is why I want to say look at this message. Because from what I know no one's announced, but you've got some great Senate candidates out there that you need to get behind after the primary. You guys are lucky. We didn't have that in Delaware. But in my race, or those races, whether it's Rand Paul and Rubio, or me and Sharon Angle, the common denominator is whether or not the establishment embraced them after the party. Whether or not the establishment got behind the candidate that the people chose. Now you look at, they're trying to say Sharon and I weren't experienced or whatever. Well, Mitch McConnell was saying don't vote for Rand, but the very next day he put his arm around him and said, this is our guy. If you can do that, if you can make sure that happens with the candidate that the people choose, we can win. Do not give up. We have a lot of issues that we need to fight for, and it's going to take a little while. But again, like I said, the only thing preventing ourselves from continuing, from winning, from having victory in the Second American Revolution is ourselves. So in conclusion, I want to ask you tonight to once again pledge, the way our founding fathers did, your lives, your fortunes, and your sacred honor, so that our children's grandchildren can enjoy the America that our founding fathers envisioned. God bless you, and God bless America.